So Keir Starmer has hit the ground running on his first full day as Prime Minister, holding his first cabinet meeting and then a press conference laying out his plans for the immediate future. He'll start a tour of the UK's nations tomorrow and warned tough decisions will be made early. He said both prisons and the NHS in England are broken, but that work to fix the NHS has already begun. And he confirmed the previous government's Rwanda migrants plan has been scrapped. Here's our political correspondent Shihab Khan on Sir Keir's first full day in charge.
Unsurprisingly, they're in very good spirits. And for Keir Starmer, this was his first time sitting in that chair. The first cabinet meeting as he outlined his plans and proposals for government.
Now we hold our first cabinet meeting. So I welcome you to it. We have a huge amount of work to do. So now we get on with our work.
And the first continued as he held a press conference in Downing Street as Prime Minister.
This will be a politics and a government that is about delivery, is about service. Self-interest is yesterday's politics. I want a politics and a country that works for you.
But what of the specifics? He says the NHS is broken.
Everybody who uses it and works in it knows that it is broken, and we're not going to operate under the pretense or language that doesn't express the problem as it is, because otherwise we won't be able to fix the problem as quickly as we need to.
He wants to get waiting lists down, and part of his plan involves sending out experts from hospitals in London and Leeds who set up schemes to work evenings and weekends to do that. There's also an acceptance that the prison system needs reform.
We're going to have to deal with the problem we've got with prisons. There is no overnight solution to the problem. We've got too many prisoners, not enough prisons. That's a monumental failure of the last government. That is a failure of government. It's a failure of government to instruct the police not to arrest. This has not had enough attention in my view, but it's what happened. We will fix that, but we can't fix it overnight.
He has appointed the CEO of Timpsons, who's well known for hiring former prisoners as prisons minister. But there are major challenges.
Prisons are basically all now full. So this is a crisis that has been really slow in coming. You can't build your way out of a prison crisis in any kind of good time.
And the Prime Minister was unequivocal about what happens to the Rwanda deportation scheme.
The Rwanda scheme was dead and buried before it started. It's never been a deterrent, and I'm not prepared to continue with gimmicks that don't act as a deterrent.
The former Home Secretary, who has long argued the policy is the only way of stopping the boats, was not impressed.
Years of hard work, Acts of Parliament, millions of pounds been spent on a scheme which, had it been delivered properly, would have worked.
Keir Starmer promised to hit the ground running.
Thank you all very much indeed.
And he's now outlined his plans and vision for the initial stages of his time in office.
She had the vision there. What does the timetable look like for the Prime Minister over the coming days?
Very, very busy. We heard from the Prime Minister today. He outlined exactly what he's going to do. First of all, he wants to go on a tour of the United Kingdom, meet with all the First Ministers of the respective countries, outlining the fact that Labour got a lot of seats in a lot of areas in all of the nations. So he wants to go and talk to them. He then said he wants to meet with all the metro mayors as well, made a point of saying that it doesn't matter what party they represent, Labour or Tory, he will meet with them. He says there's no monopoly on ideas. And then if that wasn't enough, he will have his first major international summit as Prime Minister, the NATO summit, which is taking place in the United Kingdom, in the United States, where he is representing the United Kingdom for the first time as Prime Minister. It is a very busy week for his first week. He is aware, and the Labour sources I've talked to say they are aware of the mandate they have been given here. It is a very big majority, and they will need to deliver to justify the mandate that they've got.